Hey guys, Adrian here. Welcome to vlog number 29. Today is going to be a really personal vlog, and most of my vlogs are personal in the fact that you're looking behind my life and all that. But this took me a while to kind of decide to shoot and really put together, and it's not scripted or anything, but this is just me kind of talking to the camera and getting some things off that I wanted to say. So this is going to be a longer one and much more personal, and you know for a while I was really scared to put this out there, but it's something I wanted to do for archival purposes. It's something I wanted to do for myself, and it's in a way an outlet for me. Everybody has their outlets in life when things go wrong, when things go bad, when things are hard. Sometimes for people it's running, or it's physical activity, it's sports, sometimes it's gaming, sometimes it's a whole bunch of different things. And for me, in a weird way, this camera, this YouTube, the community, that's my outlet. When I joined YouTube and when I really started putting content out there 6 years ago, YouTube gave me a sense of self-worth. It gave me, and I know that sounds weird, but it gave me a way that I was putting stuff out there and people were appreciating it and people were listening and people were interacting. And whether it was 1 or 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people, it never really mattered to me. It's the fact that that interaction existed. In a way, I created content for myself to put out there, yeah, but I mean, it was for me, but at the same time, it was for my audience, because, it wasn't just like I was throwing these videos up there because I was hoping that somebody would find them useful. I think when people say they just throw stuff up there and they don't completely care at all if anybody watches it, in a way, I feel like if you're putting it on the internet, you're asking to be judged. You're putting it out there in the public, obviously, and that's why this video is all the much more harder for me to shoot. Right now, life has been in a transitional period for me. It's a big transition right now, and it's been a really, really crazy last couple of months. I can't understate that enough. A lot of things have happened, and a lot of things have been going on, and a lot of things have suffered from it. My content has suffered from it. My work has suffered from it, and my overall mood and outlook has really changed and suffered from all of these things that have been happening. So I kind of want to share some insight into that, and you can take away anything that you may have learned from it. And if it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you. If you think it's stupid, you think it's stupid. Lately, I've really, really, really just have been lost in life. And I know it sounds weird, but there's a quote that I recently read from one of my favorite internet speakers, whatever you want to call him, Merlin Mann. He wrote a quote that said something along the lines of, "We procrastinate when we forget who we are." And lately all I've been doing is procrastinating with work, with everything. I've just been procrastinating, putting things off, not doing them, just really kind of lazy in a sense. Not that I'm not doing much productive, I'm not putting much forth effort into anything, because I forgot who I am. And that's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to swallow, really. You forget who you are, and it really has been that way lately. A lot of crazy stuff has been happening, and to kind of put things in perspective and be as forthright and straightforward to my audience as possible without, giving out too much details. I've always tried to keep my personal life to a degree walled off from that of my business. And now, not that YouTube is all business, and it's a hobby still in a sense, but yeah, I do make some profit out of it, and it's not my main source of income anymore, but it's still, as the video cuts there, YouTube is still a side of the business for me. Anyhow, and as cliche as it sounds, it's like really the best way I can describe it. I've really lost passion and the motivation to do the thing I love, which is work, because I lost recently who I love, and not in that a matter of death or anything, but recently, and again, I don't want to go into too much detail here, but I do, in a sense, I've always been passive with that of my audience. I've always been pretty open about things that have been going on and sharing it. So I guess here goes anything, really. These last couple months, or I should say these last 2.5 years, I spent with my ex-girlfriend, I guess. So I met her in high school, and we met her for most of high school, and then she went off to college. She's a year or 2 years older now. So yeah, majority of our relationship was at a long distance, and she headed off to college a little bit after we started going out. And 2.5 years, spending any amount of time with anybody, especially when it's longer, it makes it much more harder when things like this tend to break off. Um, the breakup was these things was really out of nowhere, and it really hit me, and it hit me hard, obviously. And a lot of things kind of changed my perspective on things. For a long time, I was just totally, shocked, and it really sucked. And then recently, she came back for summer vacation here. Her family lives here still in Okinawa, Japan. I thought I was being the optimist in me, that I thought things would work out and stuff like that, only to find out it's hard to accept when somebody else moves on, and it really is. And for a long time, it was hard for me to accept that. So that said, I think that there's not much I took away from it. There's not much I learned, to be honest, because it was really rough and it was really hard. But to a bigger degree, if there's something I learned, and this is one of the main reasons I wanted to put this out there, because I think it applies not to that of just relationships, but to many other things in life. You are going to try hard and put a lot of effort into things in life, and sometimes it's not going to work out. And I know people say that, and you maybe hear that, but you don't really understand till it happens. It's nothing but words before that. If that's anything I learned from this, it sucks so much to accept that you can't do anything sometimes, and you can try so hard and nothing will come out of it. But that's life sometimes. Life isn't fair. Life has no guarantees. I don't believe in things like faith and destiny and all these things. I believe you make your own opportunities in life. And it was really hard to accept that, obviously. That was a really big, it was a really, really hard thing to accept for me, and it still is. Because, at a bigger degree, my life was really derailed. My life was really thrown off track from that, because of the sense that, it was at that time where I just graduated high school and everything happened. My plan for the last, year has been really working hard, saving up a lot of money to go down stateside, live together, and continue the work I do. Because the great thing about my work is I'm not locked to a location. I'm my own boss. I can really, as long as I have an internet connection and a computer, I'm good to go. So you can imagine, your future plans after something like that happens are really kind of thrown off. And I decided to stay here for a year with my family, since they're going to be here for another 2 years. I decided to stay here for a year to really recuperate and decide what it is I want to do in life. Because right now I really, as weird as it sounds, I'm fortunate enough to be financially stable. I'm fortunate enough to be self-employed and all these things. I don't need to go to college, or I don't want to go to college. But I just now have no idea where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do right now. I know I want to, obviously continue working and expand that, but right now my life has really been kind of thrown off in this course that it just sucks, obviously. And like I said, I forgot who I was, and the fact that a lot of bad things happened, and a lot of, it's a lot of stress with work on top of that. And I stopped working for a long time, and it was a hard thing just to, again, I'll digest all of it. And work has always been a stressful thing. And, I try not to live life with regrets as much as possible. I don't regret this time I spent with my ex. I don't regret a lot of things. But, one thing I took away from this also is that the fact that success in itself, somebody like her, it took that to teach me that success means you can't really value success in life, because success means nothing if you don't have the people you want to spend it with. And I don't mean that in a sense of money. I don't mean like money. I mean everything that comes with success. It's not much. It's not worth much if you don't have it with the people you want to spend it. And to a bigger degree, a lot of things have also been going on with myself and, my family. Reflecting this, it sucks that it takes things like this to reflect on a lot of things, but I grew up in life with really, really business-minded. I mean, you can imagine I started doing this in the 6th grade 6 years ago. And here I am today, and it sucks for the matter that I lost a lot of time with my family and stuff like that growing up. I lost a lot of time being a kid because I was doing this. But I mean, I don't regret that. It's just that, with my family, it really put a wall between me and some of my family members because I was so business minded. And I was really selfish early on. I did everything in spite of me. I made this money and I bought myself stuff. I bought myself watches. I bought myself a car. I bought myself these, electronics and all this stuff. And I was doing that all for me and to benefit myself and benefit my future. But I wasn't really thinking of others as much back then. And, it took me to grow up and to learn that obviously later on in life, to kind of give and doing things for others is, again, it's something that you can never repay back your parents, I personally think, but man, like, it made this big wall between me and and them. So now, looking back at all of that, it's really hard. And it's been a really crazy time. And, I don't know where I'm going in life to a certain degree, or where I don't have, a set plan right now. But I do have goals, and I believe in life, if you show weakness, you must also show perseverance. And that's all I've been trying to do lately, persevere. And on that note, I've always I really like this outlet in a way of venting, and it's weird because in a way I'm talking to myself, but at the same time I'm talking to my audience. But it took things like that to realize, I still love what I do. I really, really still love what I do. And in a way, I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to carry on with work. And I'm trying to, get back in that state of mind where I can really continue to do the thing I love to do. So that's where I've been these last couple months. It's been really crazy. From highs and lows, from graduating and all of that, to a lot of bad experiences and a lot of bad times. But I forgot who I am along that course. And I'm just trying to get back and persevere, like I said. I'm just trying to get back and attain those goals that I want to obtain. Because as weird as it sounds, all I have left is my work and the goals I want to achieve in life right now. And that's really what I'm aspiring towards, and that's what I'm working towards. And I just want to say to the community, to my viewers, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't state that enough. This weird site called YouTube, this that gave me my start really on everything I do today. I wouldn't be who I am today without these people, these events, all these people I met, all these things I just mentioned. So I'm thankful for that. And I thank you guys. Because this has been one of my biggest outlets, and by far one of my biggest joys and accomplishments in life, what I've achieved here and what I've put out here. So here's to looking to better days. Here's looking to, better things to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.